Okay, time to do another update as we've had plenty of progress. I'm not fully recovered but feeling a lot better. Most of the timber has been used up. Cut a channel down the house to put a gamp course in to stop external wall water wrapping around to what is now going to become an internal wall, and we will have to do that above as well once we get the roof level on there. Above the EPDM will be a roof tray which you put in, a cavity tray, that's what I'm after, cavity tray, which you're going to have to knock a few bricks out, put the tray inside, and that will divert any water from running down near the window, down through into what will become an internal wall. It's been rainy as hell, but we've managed to progress. The lads came back and did another couple of days. They got this wall all the way up, so we now have a doorway which will be the internal doorway to the utility room, and we're up to above joist level there, because there's going to be a wall plate that goes all the way along to carry the joists. We've got timber frame built up. Can I zoom out on this? Let's go fisheye, zoom out. Right, so 3 panels down here I've got them covered up because it's raining, but I've prefabricated the last 3 big walls which will fill in all the way around there, front door and all that sort of thing. And once we get those 2 wall panels up, I will do exact measurements for a tiny little fill-in piece. Sort of, there'll be 1 panel here that bridges the gap, but we'll do that on the fly when it happens, so we get exact measurements and make sure it all lines up nicely. Checked out some insulation, just did a test fit. It's uncovered at the moment, but it is covered up for the rain. Once we get the roof on, that will have a chance to dry out, and I haven't gone around it with foam or anything like that yet to fill in any little gaps, but that's looking good. I just had a spare day and just did that. What have we got built here? We've got the lintel, which is a steel flitch plate sandwiched in between 2 bits of timber and then bolted through on a stagger. And then down at the bottom we've got fixings going down into the ground every 400, so that the walls are very securely down. They are chem fixed, and then bolted down all the way around every 400, so this is not taken off if the wind picks up. Let's get out here. So started doing some of the cladding. The wall has got a tiny little bit left to do on top of the wall there, and I've got to do a little bit of batten across the top before I can do that final clad, because I miscalculated, or I didn't really pay attention, but this stuff, this trim, which is like a ventilation that goes behind the cladding, keeps the rodents and stuff out. I bought 25mm because the bottom is 25mm, but there's an overhang and overlap, so I should have bought 50mm for the top stuff. So instead, I can't tell if that's focused or not, it's bad contrast, sorry. Instead I put in a bit of batten to bridge that gap and fill that in. So still have to go around these edges and make them waterproof, ready for the door to go in, and have to cut out that piece of wood at the bottom as well. I just kept that on there, built the frames in 1 solid piece so that it's nice and sturdy as we put it up. And then what I've been doing today around here, I've got this wall half clad, nearly up to top, about 3 or 4 more panels to go on that. A little bit tricky around there, and also got a cut. This is the external boiler that I fitted, brand new boiler for everything. Got some little bits to cut and make fit in there, and then I've got the corner trim to put on. But this narrow bit down here, the really awkward bit, is what I've done today. And I pre-drilled, I pilot holed and pre-drilled, and then use screws because the nail gun just won't fit down there in that gap. It's way too small, so I've been sucking it in. It's just as well I lost a load of weight this year, otherwise I would never made it down there. But there we go, that's all in. That's the really awkward bits in, so the top's just waiting for some batten, and I can overhang from the top to do that, so it's not a big deal. The builder boys are coming back tomorrow for one final day. I mean, I've got them on call if I ever need them again, but you'd have to book them in advance. But hopefully I won't need them again, because once these 3 wall panels are upright and level, I should be able to do everything else myself, with me and my dad and my father-in-law Andy, who's been helping as well. So it's been really good. Finally some progress after 6 weeks of not being allowed to do anything because of this bloody pericarditis, heart inflammation. But there we go. It's not 100% better, but I'm not in agony anymore, so just taking it easy, not doing anything strenuous. These guys did most of the heavy lifting and hard work, and there was a chop saw sat here, and I did all the cutting for everything else. So there we go. That's where we are. I guess the end of next week, maybe give it 2 weeks, I should have plenty to show you. Oh, that's the other thing. We applied for a flat roof. We wanted to change from a monopitch design to a flat roof with EPDM instead of a zinc roof, and that got approved 5 PM on Friday. The very last thing, I was about to wrap up my computer from work, and an email came in saying, yep, you've been approved, you can go for it. So I already had an email done, ready to fire away to the joist people who are going to make all the roof support structure. So that email got fired off straight away, and hopefully I'll hear back from on Monday, and hopefully it'll be sort of 2 or 3 weeks just for them to make those, because it's easy joists, and they've got all the calculations and everything, so it'll be really good, nice, and I should be ready for them. I've got to get a ring beam put around the top there just to tie them all together, which is just a 45mm deep piece of wood that'll overlap and stagger all the joints, make sure all the joints are staggered on the top there. Lots of good fixings down, and then make sure it's really level at the top, ready to accept the joists, so it's going to be really quick and easy to get that roof across. I'm not going to be lifting those joists myself. I will get some people in to do the lifting for me. Hopefully they'll have a crane or something. When they bring them, they can just shove them straight on. So there we go. Catch you next time.